Hello, I'm Divya A, Assistant Professor, ECE, AJ Institute of Engineering and Technology, Bangalore. So in this video lecture, I will be continuing with Module 5, that is Optical Networks. In this video lecture, I will be covering Optical Transport Network and Internet Protocol. So an optical transport network is regarded as the set of facilities using optical fiber interconnections to carry data between network elements that switch or route the data from different customers into the network. So it is specified in ITU-T recommendation G.873.1 and it provides for the transport, multiplexing, routing, supervision and survivability for client signals. So the OTN has been proposed as the successor to SDH SONET, which is the current standard for voice and data traffic in the public switched telecommunication networks. So hence it combines the benefits of SDH SONET with dense wavelength division multiplexing technology. ITU-T recommendation G.709 provides information about the hierarchical structure and interface functionalities of the OTN by describing the 4 layers. So these are optical channel transport unit, optical channel data unit and optical channel payload unit. This is what is shown here. The OTN hierarchy to support these 4 layers may also include 3 sections as the optical transmission section, the optical multiplexing section and the optical physical section. So it is shown here in this figure. Optical transmission section, optical multiplexing section and optical physical section. So these sections are further divided into a number of subsections N. So this figure, it provides the basic functional structure for the OTN layers and sections which facilitates the method for interfacing between different transmission domains. So the OCH layer, it is employed in the OTN structure in order to get access for end-to-end networking of optical channels to transparently convey user information, and it also ensures connection rearrangement for flexible routing. Then we have the OTU. So the OTU layer, it gives additional functionality by adding forward error correction to the network elements and by allowing carrier operators to reduce the number of optical devices and switches used in the network. It also encapsulates 2 additional layers, the optical channel data unit ODU and the optical channel payload unit, which is given by OPU. So the ODU layer, it provides client independent connectivity, connection protection and monitoring. The OPU enables access to the payload information of SDH SONET signals. So different physical sections of the OTN are interfaced based on the information obtained from the OTS, OMS and OPS respectively. For example, OTS provides the required information about optical transmission functionality for optical signals to travel through optical fibers and the necessary switching operation at fiber endpoints. The optical multiplexing section gives the means of networking for a multi-wavelength optical signal. The optical physical section describes the optical characteristics of the physical section in order to provide reduced functionality. That is, excluding those sections which are not required to establish an interface between two domains. So the control plane of the OTN refers to a set of protocols related to signaling and routing for distributed routing control, connection management and resource discovery when a connection is required to be established between two network nodes. So an advanced type of reconfigurable OTN, it is referred to as an automatically switched optical network. So this architecture, it is capable of switching the optical channels automatically when requested. So unlike SDH SONET, the OTN is a transport layer that can carry 10 gigabit Ethernet transmission from IP Ethernet switches and routers at full bandwidth. Hence, as a consequence of the ongoing migration towards IP Ethernet based infrastructure, the OTN is becoming the transport layer of choice for network operators. Internet Protocol. The Internet Protocol is a network layer, that is the layer 3 protocol in the OSI model, that contains both addressing and control information to enable packets to be routed within a network. The internet can be characterized as a logical architecture that is independent of any particular network, which can permit multiple different networks to be interconnected, enabling each network node to communicate without the need to know which network it is using or how to route information between them. So, as shown in this figure, the Internet Protocol, it provides the means of communication between the link and the transport layers. A virtual connection is established between nodes requiring communication when Internet protocol is combined with a specific higher level protocol such as the transmission control protocol or the user datagram protocol. The Internet protocol, it provides protocols for both the functions of signaling and routing required to carry the entire signal necessary to transmit and receive from optical nodes. The signaling protocols include multi-protocol label switching (MPLS) and generalized multi-protocol label switching (GMPLS), while the routing protocols include the open shortest path first, the intermediate system to intermediate system, and the border gateway protocol. So the three generic stages of deployment for optical IP networks are shown here in this figure. The first generation used ATM to carry IP packets, which is not an efficient technique compared with direct use of SDH SONET. So therefore, service providers are considering running IP content directly over SONET. So in order to carry IP packets, mapping of IP packets directly to the SDH or SONET frames is required, and the resultant technique is referred to as packet over SONET. So this mapping of IP frames, it can be done in three stages. The first stage, that is the data is segmented into IP packets which are then encapsulated via the point-to-point protocol. In the second stage, the framing information is then added. In the third stage, the resultant data is mapped synchronously onto the SDH SONET frame. So the second stage and column, that is shown here, it shows the three tiers comprising Internet protocol, a thin layer of SONET, and dense WDM. So SDH SONET is not bandwidth efficient for IP packet transport. Why? Because it uses synchronous and time division multiplexing, where each time slot must be occupied, otherwise there is a waste of capacity when there is no data traffic flowing on specific channel bandwidth. So this situation, it can be improved if statistical multiplexing techniques are employed, where bandwidth is not assigned if the user has not requested. So thus a thin layer of SONET is still present in the second stage with switchover from the WDM to DWDM at the physical layer. So the IP over DWF is possible by removal of the ATM and the SONET layers due to the development of optical and photonic enabling technologies. Hence, third stage is expected to incorporate optical photonic switching. So the realization of IP running directly on a DWDM physical layer has become an important goal in optical networking. So implementation schemes for IP over DWM and IP over OTN are shown here. So IP over a point-to-point WDM network employing optoelectrical conversion at the edges for IP routing is shown here. So in this case, the routers are directly interconnected with the high capacity point-to-point WDM links. So hence the entire traffic is processed in the router at the packet level after converting the optical signals to the electronic domain and extracting the packets from the signal stream. So therefore, most of the traffic processed by the router is transit traffic as shown here. So the IP over WDM architecture utilizes power consuming routers, and also this architecture increases the average delay and packet loss. Hence we can say it does not provide an efficient network. So it also introduces scalability problems since it is not easy to scale the routers which are overloaded with transit traffic. So here in this figure, Internet Protocol over OTN is shown. So in this, the traffic which passes through a node can be switched in an optical cross connect without optoelectrical conversion. Here earlier we saw there is optoelectrical conversions taking place. So here there is without any optoelectrical conversion, or it will be forwarded by a router at the packet level after opto conversion. So both IP over WDM and IP over OTN, it can be considered as non-reconfigurable since they rely heavily on existing SDH, SONET or ATM based network hierarchies. However, Internet Protocol over OTN allows the bypass of non-transit traffic by separately placing an IP router onto an OXC, which then provides a wavelength switching OTN layer. So in this case, the traffic routing becomes independent of distance, which means that traffic between any node pair can be routed in a logical loop. That is, transit traffic can therefore be switched in the optical layer instead of being forwarded only in routers as indicated here. So such optical bypassing is important since it reduces the traffic load on the individual routers, thus reducing the packet delay and network congestion. So here in this figure This is the advanced version of IP over optical switches. So the packets are switched in the all optical domain using either optical packet switches or optical burst switches. So the successful implementation of such IP over optical switches depends on development of photonic integrated circuits which are not yet commercially available. Thank you.